From ABC-7 New York, this is Eyewitness News Extra Time.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Eyewitness News Extra Time program. I'm Mike Marza. We're learning tonight that it could take nearly a month for that collapsed parking garage in Lower Manhattan to be demolished. That's because before that can happen, crews will have to remove the around 90 cars trapped in the rubble. Quite the process. And tonight we are still asking, how did all of this happen? Why did the garage collapse? Earlier today, we spoke with a professional engineer, Kathleen Needham-Anako, who took us through all of the angles to keep an eye on as this investigation continues.
My concerns would be, and I'm sure the investigators are going to be looking at the loading of the structure, what the structure was actually designed for, what modifications were made throughout the years, and if the structure as it stood now was able to withstand the loading of the cars that were imposed. And I think more so than the violations, of course, there's a consideration of how the repairs were made when the city issued violations for potentially unsafe conditions of fallen concrete. There was an application, as you know, filed in 2010 to repair those conditions, albeit one of the violations pertaining to the concrete was never signed off. I think that looking at the original certificate of occupancy, if the building department has the drawings that were originally filed, which may be difficult to find, the investigators are going to want to see the history of how the building was constructed and used. So my concern looking back at the original certificate of occupancy, if I were investigating this, you would note that there is loading for cars on the cellar and stories 1, 2, and 3. The roof was not originally designed for parking cars. At least it's not represented on the certificate of occupancy. Then in 1957, they filed 2 parked cars on the roof. And if you look at the live load capacity listed for the slab on the certificate of occupancy, and remember that the certificate of occupancy is not always accurate. Sometimes expediters fill out the applications and may put minimum code standards as opposed to what actually exists. But when you look at the roof capacity, it's significantly less than what's listed for floors 1, 2, and 3. So cars were then allowed to park on the roof in 1957. And then in 2010, 2011, there was an application along with the concrete repairs to install 34 auto lifts. Now, auto lifts impose, once again, significant loading conditions that the structure may not have been designed for. So an engineer would have to show that either modifications were made to the structure or the structure had the capacity, because sometimes buildings are actually built stronger than is represented on the certificate of occupancy. So perhaps an analysis was done and they determined that the structure was safe to hold these additional loads. But now you have an aging structure, almost a century old. Remember that parking garages are very corrosive environments because cars bring water and salt in from the outside, inside the structure. The water and the salt seeps through the concrete slab and corrodes the steel reinforcement. So we have to be very careful as engineers when determining that something is structurally stable by looking at the degree of corrosion, and is the repair merely, cut the concrete back and patch, or does it require significant replacement of structural slabs? So those are the issues I think that the investigators will be focusing on, and in my opinion, is most important. I think that anyone who's walked into a parking garage in New York City knows that these structures are loaded most likely in excess of what they were designed for. So I think that we need to take a second look at how we're loading these structures and to make sure that the buildings are complying with the initial design intent of the structure. I think that going forward, we're going to really, I think the law is very good. I think the law is, is very timely. And I think that we're going to see a lot of change in how we look at these structures.